So people be like, we seen the emails, we seen everything like that, and like, and stuff like that in the litter box and stuff, and so what? And be like, you lying and stuff, and like, you know, you say, well, and like, essentially, like, like, I like my life, like you say, you start off like that, I like my life, and then like, and then I say, oh, I didn't start, whatever you say, I didn't start COVID 19 and stuff like that, COVID 19 and stuff like that, and be like, such and such, and be like, and all the mass confusion out there about the tiers level knowledge and the convoluted information that's out there about it and stuff, and the myths and the facts and separating them. And be like, well, essentially what you're doing though is you're creating a martial law. The only thing I don't understand is basically is how you can get from martial law to where, like I said, shut down everything. Or in a sense, on a double-edged sword, you call it something that comes into fruition, anything that you think of can and will happen. You know what I'm talking about? So, I mean, either way, it's almost a trap, and so in a sense, it reduces you to a point where you just be like total reduction, and then like, if you have pre-existing conditions like, say, diabetes or something to that effect, or lymph node syndrome or something like that, you get into like leprosy, if you will, you know what I mean? And like, what is that? What is that kind of way to live, dude? You better say something about the economy. You better inject the funds into the economy or something, or lift the people's spirits up. We're talking about like, we feel quarantined and all this stuff, and half the people don't, and half the people laughing, half the people and it's such a divided nature of the world, beyond the world, the nation and stuff. Or it's like, you got the doubters, and then you got the people that still do go on about their business, like over here harassing me and whatnot. And so here and whatever, then people still playing the cards, or IE cards, race cards, discrimination cards. But and you talking about 75 and under brackets financially. That's a lot of people you're putting unemployed. That's a lot of people that have so-called only one boss, or so-called no bosses, or something to that effect. Like, I'll just call my grandmother or something like that, or whatever, right? So you got that whole group of people like that's making 75,000 under, that's going to be unemployed. And where you have the government saying, well, we want to get our money's worth and such and such. We want to get our money's worth and such and such. And at the same time, we want to protect the public and the economy, and all that, right? So, what do you have? You try to have order on the streets or whatnot from all these people unemployed. Like, what am I going to do with my day? I rely on my job for my livelihood, or I live where I work, or whatever it is. And that's on down, not just 75,000. That's on down to the 29s, to the 19s, to the 24s, to the 7s, where we're at. Like, you know what I'm talking about? And so, and like you say, oh, you know what I'm saying? So if you're like, you go to work and you're like, oh, I have a ghetto pass, because you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, people from the hood and stuff. Well, now that you're unemployed, you're going to have to kind of connect. I'm just saying, you might have to connect with that person that makes that $7,000. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to flash your ghetto pass. You're going to have to pay me for that, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get charged for that or something like that, just so you can go back to work feeling like you know what I'm saying? Like you still got, affiliation or something like that. And that's just one example of the fastest you get of $75,000, because that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So $7,000, $75,000, hey, 21, 22, poop challenge. 21, 22. They're talking about, dude, that's like unheard of. That's 3 times how much I make, right? At my best, I made 48, and even that was like nothing in San Francisco. So basically what I'm saying is, at 22,000, you make 75,000, and it was each, or a household, maybe a household, you make 75,000, right? And so something to that effect. even that, like I was saying, all the people that you such and such, and I'm not gonna wrap my whole myself into this idea, but and then you got the people that's like that want to just do stuff. So you got a martial law where it's like, we haven't telling line now this and double sort of what it means of like anything that you think of can and will happen. Where you have people in such a reduced state, you kind of have to alleviate the pressure, whether it be like, with the vaccines or whatnot, the tests or whatever it is, the information you filtering through, and the economy as well. That's right.